Hello. Welcome to the Libra Lures channel. Here, we will show you all our lures, demonstrate what they look like, what fish we can catch with them, discuss basic rigging methods, and show how they behave in the water. In the latest video, we showed you the Bass Crazy Twister worm, which is a piece of bait featuring a twister tail. I also manage our company's TikTok account, and through it, I see your messages where you share your record catches of perch, zander, and pike caught using this lure. Today, it's time to show you the Bassling Finesse worm. The Bass Slim Finesse worm is a lure designed specifically for fishing, using the drop shot method. As it turns out, a jig head, a cheburashka, or other more creative rigging methods make this lure create quite a stir in the water. We can use it for fishing from the shore or from a boat. Additionally, it will work well with vertical fishing methods. Now let's discuss what this lure is actually made of. First and foremost, a special salt-infused material is specifically used here. This makes it truly durable and incredibly stretchy, as well as extremely buoyant, and you can read all about this on the packaging of the lures from the Bass series. We have a special stripe here, and the entire lure perfectly imitates a small fish. This special stripe indicates where it is absolutely worth inserting the hook to effectively rig our lure. I mentioned that it absolutely perfectly mimics a worm, but the special flattening at the end of the tail results in even the most minimal movement of our rod's tip to make this lure work really effectively and efficiently. As you may have already noticed, the lures from the Bass series in certain colors contain glitter. This particularly makes the lure more visible to predators on sunny days. The addition of such a light sparkle ensures that they will definitely want to attack our lures. Let's now take a look at the basic and more creative methods for rigging lures from the Bass series. In this case, the Bass Slim Finest Forma. Here is the most basic rigging method, which is the jig head, most commonly used by anglers. It may seem that this hook is relatively short for this lure. No, this lure will fold perfectly at the moment of the strike, ensuring that the predator will get hooked on our bait. We can introduce this lure normally in a jig, tapping it against the bottom, and thanks to the flattened tail we have here, it will be an attractive lure for sizable perch or zander. Let's see how it works in the water. If we want to fish using the drop shot method, it is definitely worth taking a look at tungsten jigs. Not only does the mechanism of the jig itself cause our lure to behave differently, but the addition of tungsten in this head creates a special sound when our lure taps against the bottom, effectively attracting large perch. Let's see how it performs in the water effectively. And remember that with larger heads of the cheburashka, we can effectively and efficiently fish using the vertical method, which is becoming increasingly popular worldwide, especially in recent years. Here at the tail section, we can add an additional extra hook that will serve as a further stinger if we are not sure that the predators will hook themselves on the main hook coming from the weight. But there is no need for that, as most predators will be hooked on it anyway, because the Bass Slim Fitness worm folds nicely during the bite, and we will definitely be able to effectively hook every predator, definitely. The same situation occurs when fishing with the Ned rig method, which involves using a flattened jig head that we place on the bottom. Such a bait, when resting on the bottom, will be very easy for a predator to attack. Additionally, because this bait folds nicely when a fish takes it, even a short hook will allow us to effectively hook the predator. Let's see how this bait presents itself in the water. And when mentioning more elaborate combination rigging methods, I was referring to, for example, the jig rig, in which we add an offset hook. This allows us to present the bait in areas where there are many snags. Others lose their baits while we effectively catch predators. Such a combination will give this bait an unconventional action, allowing us to outsmart the most finicky fish. Let's see how it looks. Here we look at rigging with an offset hook so that there is a smooth surface here. We can hook this barb behind this piece of rubber. Thanks to this, he will later be able to jump out without any problems, and while fishing, he will be able to skip between snags without contact and without losing baits. It is often thought that baits from the bass series are really only meant for catching very selective fish or for fishing abroad, where we can encounter more of these predators. In reality, it doesn't have to be that way at all, because the bait I just showed you can easily be eaten by a perch, even a 30-centimeter one, which is a fish that is really not difficult to catch, even in Poland. But above all, the Bass Slim Fitness worm is the perfect bait to take with you to a mountain river to hunt for the biggest trout. Additionally, by following our social media, you can see that this bait performs well when fishing vertically for zander and pike, also in Poland. So listen, that would be all regarding the Bass Slim Fitness worm, a bait that will definitely open up many waters for you and allow you to catch some truly impressive predators. If you need more information about our baits, be sure to visit www.libralures.com. Our current catalog is always available for you, in which we describe various rigging methods, and you also receive all the information about our baits. I personally invite you to our TikTok account, where I show how I fish with Libra Lures baits, and additionally I answer your questions so that you always have complete information on how to fish with our baits. And remember, to not miss any content, follow us on Facebook and Instagram, leave a subscription and a like on this video. See you in the next material. Take care.